It's giving a bit bitter, vindictive, vengeful.
I heard you rang the bell.
So this young lady says she broke up with her ex and she filed for child support. Now, I just want to stop there. It's like, that's the sequence every time. Like, broke up with ex, went to go file. Broke up. Why is there never a conversation in the middle of that? Like, why isn't it like, okay, we're now not together. What's going to be the plan, right? What's going to be the plan for taking care financially? What's going to be the plan for time? Like, have those conversations. You don't have to always run the court. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm an attorney. I'm here to help. And I'm definitely say if someone has an obligation, make sure they are accountable for that. But I am also for, if you guys can make healthy agreements outside of court that work best for you, try that first. And then even if you want to make sure that it's in a court order, great. But you don't always have to run the court because you lost your boo. It's giving a little bit bitter. It's giving a bit vindictive. It's giving a bit vengeful.
Hot mess.
You know, like you're not really doing it because the support, like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Anyway, he got and he's now filing for full custody. For full custody because he's scared he doesn't want to pay child support. So my man went from having to pay child support to now he wants to be a full-time dad. So he says, so that he doesn't have to pay child support. Not because he's concerned or he wants the child. Like, why do y'all do that just for the money? Like, y'all know what the full-time parenting looks like? Like, do you know what that looks like? And that's your response to not have to pay child support. Okay. Now, mom is nervous because they had a rocky relationship. He cheated on her when she had cancer, or was diagnosed with cancer. Because of that, she went through a bit of depression. She started partying, drinking, smoking. But whenever she would do that, she would put have the child with their grandparents, which was her mom, or, something like. She never had the child around that or whatever. But obviously, she's concerned because that's what he saw, right? When they were together. Like, this is the actions you saw, right? Now she's a teacher. She's on the straight and narrow. She doesn't do all of that, but she's super anxious. She has anxiety and she's worried about all of those things. If that's going to be brought up in court and if that could take full custody, take away the child from her. So a couple of things. Is what he's going to bring up relevant? To some degree, yes, right? Does the court want to know if this is the behavior that's current? Yes. And you're basically saying this is not current behavior. My other question is, if I was your attorney, I would be saying, well, where the heck were you at when I was doing all this? Because if my child went with you, I had to take child to grandma. So if you're so high and mighty while I'm drinking and smoking and kicking it, what were you doing? Because I never could give my child to you. Were you drinking and smoking with me? And most of the time, judges will say that.
Go on back to the podium, boy. You get on my nerves now.
Like when we have cases, I would say the first time somebody alleges drug use and they were together, they're like, y'all probably were both drinking and smoking together. Because birds of a feather flock together, right? So that's what judges think. While people point the finger and point the art, unless maybe those actions cause the demise of your relationship, right? Then that makes sense. But most of the time, when especially people that have been together who are not married and they kicking it all the time, she do this and she do, or he do this and he smoke and he drink. Now what are you doing? Or what were you doing with him? Or why was that something that you were essentially attracted to at some point? That was condoned behavior around the minor child. Another thing is legally, first of all, alcohol is legal. Marijuana in Illinois is legal. It's about the abuse of that. And if you're going to be under the influence while you are having the child. So if there's no connection to you being impaired and that harming the child, there's case law that says that I don't need to hear it, essentially, right? Tell me about he was so drunk or she was so drunk she crashed the car. She did this. She, let the child touch the stove because she couldn't. Like, those are things that the court looks at and is concerned about. Not just marijuana use alone, not just drinking alcohol alone. You're grown. We know we have recreational behaviors that we want to do, and that's fine legally. If it's legal, it's fine. The issue is that impairing your judgment to be a parent and do what's best for this child? Now, if he has evidence of that, be concerned. I would be concerned. But my question also would be, how far long ago was this? Did y'all break up last month? And now all of a sudden you're a great teacher and doing all that? Well, yeah, be concerned, because that's not, last month is, it's like last month, like meaning like a couple of days ago, like September, and then now we in October, or like, so those are questions, right, that we just need to look into. But if we're saying this was when I broke up with him 2 years ago, right, and all he has evidence of things of 2 years ago, some courts are going to be like, sir, show me something that's happening right now. Also, before you go to court, and it's going to be my last point, before you go to court, there's usually already a pattern. And this young lady has said she has the child 5 days of the week, and he has the weekends currently with no court order in place, which means both of y'all have been okay with this arrangement to some degree, because this is what's been the pattern. And if nothing has happened to that child with you having 5 days, he has a burden to show restriction of parental time or endangerment, which is what he's essentially hinting at trying to prove, is that you're an endangerment to the child. That's a high burden to prove. And a lot of times, the objective of the court is for both parents to be involved with the rearing of the minor child, so that they can, even if you are far gone, like even if you have some issues, they want to rehabilitate you to be back with your child. So it's not going to be where you don't have any access to the child. It may be a work to get there. Like if they see that there's still concerns, they may want to do a drug test. They may want to do some other things to see if this is an ongoing issue and if you are fully recovered. And if they see any signs of that, they may put things in place to get you to a point where you are back involved completely. But if you're saying you've done everything, then you should be somewhat okay. But I would say definitely gear up, definitely get an attorney. It seems like you're saying they have exhibits and things like that they're going to show at this trial. You have a right to see what they're going to present before they present it to, right? Some people don't even know that. So there's a lot of different nuggets that you get with having an attorney, like me, to represent you in court. So I would just definitely get in front of an attorney and talk to someone.